Good morning. It's Saturday, the 4th of February, and I am in my kitchen, and my son is still sleeping, and my husband is off working. He coaches varsity baseball at the high school where he works, and he's doing some field work today. So I have the morning, hopefully for a little bit. He might wake up soon. That's okay. But I have the morning. I'm gonna get some coffee, and I'm gonna sit down, and I'm gonna put the Kitchener stitch in the last toe of my Fresh and Fruity socks, and then I am going to do a few rounds on my green vanilla socks, and then I'm gonna kind of map out like some of the things I'm gonna do today towards my goals. I have something in the mail that I'm excited about, and I have a few things downstairs in my garage slash future dyeing studio that I want to organize. So keep posted. All right. Okay, so I'm in my little it's the corner of our garage that's going to be used for like dyeing and things like that when that time comes. But I wanted to share with you, take a minute to share with you some of the things that I got in the mail that I'm super excited about. So I'm just gonna turn the camera around and show some of those things to you guys. Okay, so in this box, I have my order from Lichen and Lace for my Find Your Fade shawl. So I ordered every skein for that shawl from her because her yarn is so gorgeous. I mentioned it in my first episode. So I'll show these in more detail on my next podcast episode, but I just wanted to show that I have it. I think this is getting into something over here. And I love this one. This one's so beautiful. That one. And these three babies. And it looks like it came with a little tea for two. Thank you for your order. How cute. Anyway, I'm in love. So I'm so excited about that. And then over here, yeah, I know, it's super exciting. I have two more little jacquard, again, I'm not sure how to say that, dyes. Sorry, the lighting is really bad, but I'm just using my phone right now. Some of these dyes from Amazon. I got, this one is teal, and I believe this one is, yeah, silver gray. So I have that. And then over here, this order came from Knitty, and it is the Greener Shades starter kit for natural dyes. It is a metal-free acid dye, breaking down. It's just a natural dye starter kit. So I'm excited about that. Okay, so those are some of the goodies that I have. Yeah, I mean, in addition to the things that I already have in my little corner over here, I have 2 electric burners, 2 stainless steel pots, a bucket, my color wheels, some jars to mix up my dye stock in. So yeah, I think I'm ready to go. Okay, thanks for checking out my stuff. I'll get back to you when I have some more updates on my goals. So I love park evenings because my husband comes and he watches our little man, and I can sit here and I can work on my knitting. And right now, because I got my fade in the mail, I am actually working on the beginnings of my Find Your Fade. I don't know if you can see that very well, but there it is. And I'm using my cute little Susan Bates tracker. to keep track of all of the different rows, but it's so easy. I feel like I've already kind of memorized the pattern, so I'm pretty happy with it. But and the yarn couldn't be more beautiful. It's gorgeous, you guys. Lichen and lace is amazing. So I'm gonna keep knitting while my two guys play. All right, see you later. Good morning. It's Sunday morning. It's the 5th of February, and it's a new day of this vlog. And I'm actually I'm the first person up. I think my little man in there is awake, so I'm gonna get him in a second. But I'm excited because today I am gonna try my hand at dyeing up one of those skeins that I showed you from yesterday. I don't know how. I mean, I know how I'm gonna do it. I've done some research to kind of know how to kettle dye. So I'm going to give it a shot. I have a bunch of dyes down there. I'm gonna mix up some dye stock, just a little bit, and then dye up. I'm gonna dye up at least one skein, and then if I have some dye left over that didn't fully exhaust, then maybe I'll throw another one in there and see how it works. So stay tuned. Okay, so I have some mail that just came for me today that I'm pretty excited about. So I'm just gonna share that with you really quick. So the first thing, I'm gonna come over here. So in this bucket, I have this first package, and this is a skein of Woodlands by My Dear Design that I ordered from Etsy. It's the one that I was talking about in the first episode of the podcast. It is beautiful, and I actually think that I might use it in my fade in between a couple of colors that I got from Lichen and Lace, so I'm super excited about this. And then I also received this is a pocket scale for weighing out acid dye amounts. So it's just a small pocket scale that goes down to really, really low weights. And this just came today, so I'm excited, and I'm actually going to give this a try today. And then, let's see, what else do I have? So in this bucket, I have 2 bare skeins of yarn that I'm going to test out, some dyeing on, some citric acid, and that's all I have that's new for today. Well, I guess, you know, the yarn and the citric acid I've had for a little while, but the My Dear Design yarn and the scale are new in the mail today, and I'm super excited. Okay, see you later. Hi, okay, so I'm getting ready to mix my dyes. I'm using Dharma Trading Company acid dyes. I think I'm not mixing my own colors. I'm actually gonna take some of the pre-made colors that they have and try to do kind of like maybe like a speckled yarn, or maybe just kind of a multicolor thing going on. So the first one I'm going to try is a base of what's called Valentine Blush with a contrast of Spearmint Breeze, and see how that comes out. So I'm excited. I'm keeping track of everything in this notebook here. I have my measuring spoons. I have my scale, but I don't think I'm going to use it this time. I think I'm just going to use my measuring spoons, and I'll take note of that. And then whenever I run out of this particular dye, I'll use the scale, because I figure because this is all in one dye lot, that it shouldn't vary too much if I just use measuring spoons if I wanted to recreate it. So that's that. I'm a little nervous, but I'm just gonna go with it and see what happens. I mean, how bad can it be? I don't know. Okay. So I'm in my kitchen and I have my water coming up to a simmer. I've put citric acid in each of those, in different amounts, and I've been testing them with these little Hydrion pH strips to try to get as close to like a 4 as possible. This pot over here is at almost exactly a 4, and this one is at like a 2, so this is, the color is probably really going to stick in this pot here. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. But I've noted it in my notebook so that I know next time. My yarn is out, kind of drying a little bit to a dampness, and then my colors are cooling down to as close as room temperature as I'm going to get them. And I'm just waiting for these to get up to temperature, and that's when the magic happens. Okay, so my dye baths are going right now. I have this one, let's see if I can show you. This one, it's kind of mostly a spearmint green and some little like blush tones in there, and I need to turn that one down a little bit. And then I have this one over here, it's more of the blush with a little bit of the spearmint green. This one's doing pretty good. I have about, I want to say about like 15 minutes left. Oh no, like about 8 minutes left. And once the color fully exhausts, we'll see what happens. All right. Okay, so my skeins are out of the pots. They've been cleaned. I'm happy with them. I think it's like pretty amazing what you can do as a complete beginner, like what kind of colors you can get. So I'm really happy with them. For my first time around, I couldn't be happier. So I'm just gonna show you really quick what they look like. Okay, so this is the more green with a little bit of the blush mixed in. I really love this. It has like such a cool tie-dye look to it. Yeah, this is gorgeous. I'm really happy with the way that that turned out. And then over here, this one, I like it a lot. It's not quite what I was expecting, and there's lots of white patches in there, but I mean, I think that can look really pretty. Yeah, so I mean, this is beautiful. It's just not what I was expecting, and I think I kind of have a feeling based on the way that I did it, I understand why it wasn't quite what I was expecting. I'm thinking that it has something to do with the temperature of the water in that particular pot. When I added the color, it just didn't, I don't know, you know, I don't really even know. We'll figure it out as we go. But either way, I think they both came out really pretty. I can't wait to see what they look like twisted back in their skeins. So, all right, we'll talk to you later. So it's kind of dark right now, but it's evening, and my husband Brandon and my son Angus are up watching the Super Bowl, and I'm heading out to get spaghetti and some ground beef because after dyeing that yarn, I have a craving for noodles. I mean, I think that's perfectly reasonable.